Varsity Rosa.
Umoja kweli ni nguvu, utengano ni udhaifu.
Maisha poa inataka umsifu Jaja, kwa kweli baraka zitajaja.
Elimu ya kiufundi ni bora kuliko elimu ya kitaaluma. Hoja yangu ya kwanza ni kupunguza ukosefu wa ajira.
Elimu ya kiufundi unaulenga stadi maalum za soko la kazi, hivyo kupata kazi kwa urahisi zaidi na haraka.
Domino chuma ipo katika ngeli gani?
Domino chuma iko katika ngeli ya kivi.
Mbwa anabweka, nyuki wanavuza. Twiga ni mfupi, twiga si ni mrefu. Mbinu gani hiyo?
Jibu ni kinaya.
Inampiga makofi huyu.
So from a young girl who was watching just Angaza, and right now I'm here. Wow. This is such a huge testimony for me.
We want to talk about Gen Z Kingdom Woman. There's a generation rising, a generation of women. The last time nilisikia Gen Z walisema si tunaogopanga ndoa.
A Gen Z anaanza kuingia kwa social media around 10 p.m. Hiyo time ndio time best ya kustart preaching, releasing reels, and posting videos so that you can be able to capture them. And also going to other platforms like Instagram. The biggest gap we have is mentorship for them, especially even in schools.
So that means we need to be intentional in evading TikTok.
Yes, and even educating.
A very good afternoon to you from wherever you are joining us. This is the Lunchtime News. My name is Mariam, and of course helping me on the sign language is Byron Abuli. I'll be joined in this bulletin by my colleagues, that is Abdiaziz Hashem, who is in Ukambani, Giverson Maina is in Mombasa, and of course Timothy Kipnusu will be joining us right here from Nairobi. But just about now, let's begin with this particular news where the National Liberal Party, NLP, has condemned the Wiper Democratic Movement for falsely declaring that NLP's candidate for Mumboni North by-election, Carl Weathers Mutesia, had withdrawn from the race. Now, NLP party leader Augustus Mole insists that Mutesia remains in the race, and claims of withdrawal are deceptive and malicious. The NLP party now demands that the Wiper party conducts itself with decorum and desist from political bribery and coercion. Well, the National Transport and Safety Authority and the National Police Service Traffic Department have launched a joint preparatory workshop for matatu operators in Nakuru ahead of the festive season as part of wider efforts to avert rising cases of road carnage. The three-day exercise, supported by the Automobile Association of Kenya, seeks to curb motor vehicle overloading, verify crew licenses and key documents, and train matatu operators on maintaining roadworthy vehicles. The initiative also incorporates a road safety awareness campaign targeting transport crews, passengers, and the public in general, with a particular focus on the Northern Transport Corridor, a stretch that continues to record alarming accident statistics. NTSA Nakuru Regional Manager John Petori said the training follows a recent NTSA report that shows that more than 4,000 people have lost their life to road accidents across the country this year alone.
We are doing this along the Northern Corridor because we've seen a lot of people are dying on along this road, And the question is, how can we come together and try and minimize what is happening on our roads, especially in terms of fatalities?
Drive carefully along the highways, be cautious, not to drink and drive, because a lot of factors that contribute to accidents include driving and alcohol or drugs, speeding, overtaking carelessly, which is very common along our highway here. We also urge our drivers, especially the PSV drivers who are here, to drive with caution.
We'll be very strict, and everyone must follow the traffic rules. We also appeal to pedestrians, be observant when you are crossing the road to avoid unnecessary accidents or road crashes. Don't bribe a police officer on the road. We will be with you.
And the president has been on a tour of the Ukambani region. My colleague Abdiaziz Hashim is there. The president has just concluded, a meeting with the grassroots leaders there and the community. Abdiaziz Hashim, if you can hear me, bring us up to speed with what is happening there at the Kitui State Lodge.
Well, thank you so much and good afternoon to Marie and our viewers. What the president has just concluded is a grassroots leaders meeting as well as the community from the Ukambani region held here at the Kitui State Lodge. He has just concluded that particular meeting where he was addressing the region's future ahead of the 2027 polls when it comes to developmental matters as well as a political trajectory of this particular region. Remember, keynote importance is that President William Ruto has now officially completed his 4-day developmental tour here in the Ukambani region, of course, capping it off with a meeting with leaders from this particular part of the country. Now, some of the keynote speakers were able to, of course, talk to the gathering, including President William Ruto, who defended various government projects, including the Social Health Authority, the reforms the government has placed in that particular health sector to ensure there is affordable health care. He also drummed up support for the affordable housing project. You do remember this is a key project that was launched and commissioned in this particular part of the country in Makueni, in Kitui, as well as in Machakos yesterday, where you saw the president, of course, assuring over 20 billion that will be heading over to Machakos County of 30,000 affordable housing units, including the hostels as well as various key institutions. Now, also the president touched upon what the region can benefit from development, especially when it comes to the construction of a road. Many roads, we can even confirm to you, the various parts we have been in this particular region, the roads are not so well done. That is why the administration is currently implementing some of those initiatives to ensure that the road is accessible for not only the residents, but to spur growth within this particular region. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki also urged members of parliament once again to at least ensure, as and when the infrastructure fund bill comes to the floor of the house, ensure that it is passed. That particular fund, it will ensure the government works with the private sector through the public-private partnership to ensure various key sectors are at least financed well, including electricity, infrastructure such as roads and other key sectors that are critical to the economy. Also, they have taken a swipe at the Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka. If you have noticed a viral video of him going around, of course, questioning why the construction has not begun on a certain road, where the majority leader of the National Assembly, that is Kimani Ichung'wah, has accused the Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka of not attaining such initiatives when he was the vice president. Now that President William Ruto has come to achieve them, he can castigate the administration. Also, CS Alfred Mutua has touched upon that, urging the residents to ignore the Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and support this administration to ensure that they attain whatever they have promised for the last 4 days or so. But for now, back to you, Marie.
Thank you so much, Abdiaziz Hashim. They're talking to us from Ukambani region, having attended that meeting with the president, talking to leaders there, community leaders, grassroots leaders, in as far as development and, the development agenda of his government is concerned. So thank you so much, Abdiaziz. He'll be bringing us a comprehensive story later on in our subsequent bulletins. But right now, let's continue with the news where 27 female inmates at the Meru Women's Government of Kenya prison have graduated with various fields in a colorful ceremony marking a significant milestone in their rehabilitation journey. Now, the graduates expressed gratitude to the Correctional Service, Kenya Methodist University and the Chandaria Foundation for the skills acquired, saying they will benefit them upon release. KEMU Vice Chancellor John Ataya stated that the university's partnership with the prison aims to empower individuals to change and become responsible members of the society.
I got the opportunity to join the industry where I went to embroidery section. I did my best. There is a lot there. There is knitting, dressmaking, even there is salon.
Our focus is to equip inmates with skills that are market-driven, certified, and sustainable, enabling them to contribute meaningfully to national development upon release.
We have started this journey of empowering people who have been, let me say, branded differently, to know that you can change.
Kenya is facing a shortage of quality personnel to drive technology sales, and in a bid to attract interest in the field, Byron Osiko decided to share his experience in his new book, From Red to Green, Mastering the Sales Journey Through Value-Based Relationships. According to Osiro, the book explores the art of selling value to customers by building long-term relationships with clients. He says the book further inspires young people, especially those with budding careers in technology sales, how to navigate the industry and be impactful.
Tell your own stories, guys. Let's write these books. Each one of us in here has a story to tell. Don't sit on it. Out there, they say that in Africa, the richest place is where? The grave. Because all this experience and good things that others can learn from have been buried there.
Byron, what you have done here in this book is to educate these Kenyans and give them courage and tell them that everything is achievable.
And junior secondary school JSS intern teachers in Embu County have held protests demanding confirmation into permanent and pensionable terms with immediate effects as their contracts come to an end at the end of the month. Now, led by Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, Embu County branch officials, the intern teachers threatened to down their tools when schools reopen in January for the 2026 academic calendar year, should the government fail to heed their demands.
August power! These teachers cannot live with the 17,000. Some of their houses have been locked by the landlords. They cannot sustain themselves. They are not able to marry because the 17,000 cannot sustain a family.
And I want to address directly to Ogamba that the internship contract ran and stipulated that you are to serve for 12 months. We never agreed on 2 years. We agreed on 12 months. 12 months. Mogu's power. Mogu's power. And lastly, Samatandi, in the coming supplementary budget, include us.
We are seeking the government and we are demanding from them, because it was a promise, that they fulfill their promise. And if they don't, because these are our members, in January, in solidarity with them, we will not only paralyze teaching in junior school, but also in senior school, because we want these people confirmed.
Well, on that note, we take our first break of the bulletin. I'll be back with much more.
Le son de la bâtiment. Toutes les questions de...
My name is PK.
So my name is Milka. On the socials I'm known as Milka wa PK.
We began as neighbors and family friends.
Ukimwona alikuwa anaenda choo.
Yeah, alikuwa anaenda choo.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Differently. No human is limited, and that everything is about mindset.
By using sport, one of the things that we are doing, we are using it as a mainstream for mentorship.
We hope that in our target counties, that whatever we have launched, that is our DICB strategy, really reaches the child, that caregiver, because our strategy is focusing on both the child and the caregiver who's farthest left behind.
If you know you have a child who has a disability, give that child a fair chance.
Differently.
Thank you for staying with us. Public Service, Human Capital Development and Social Programs. Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruto has accused DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua of planning to cause chaos and disruptions during the forthcoming Mbeere North by-election. Speaking during a public engagement forum in Mbeere North, CS Ruto alleged that Gachagua had hired goons from Githurai and other parts of Nairobi to create disturbances and later blamed the unrest on the people of Mbeere North. Meanwhile, PNU party leader Peter Munya insists the opposition will remain united under a common purpose to oust the Kenya Kwanza government in 2027.
Speaking during public engagement forums on education excellence in Mbeere North, CS Geoffrey Ruto claimed that DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua was employing reverse psychology by suggesting that residents were planning to disrupt his planned tour of the constituency.
Na mtu mmoja ambaye anajulikana kazi yake ni vitina. Anajulikana kazi yake ni matusi. Anajulikana kazi yake ni kuhakikisha there is hatred, there is discord in the Republic of Kenya.
Sentiments echoed by senior presidential advisor and former Mbeere North MP Muriuki Jagagwa, who accused Gachagua of creating a narrative aimed at disrupting the by-elections after sensing possible defeat.
Siku ingine bwana anaitwa Rigathi Gachagua alikuwa Thika. Akasema mimi nataka Mount Kenya mkienda kuchagua, mchague mtu amesoma, amekuwa wakili, amekuwa nini, ako na degree, ndio akienda bunge anajua kuongea sawa sawa. Inataka rauge. Sasa anatuletea mtu anaitwa Karish, mtu wa Ngita. Kariuki amesoma.
Meanwhile, Party of National Unity leader Peter Munya now says the opposition will remain united amid speculations over who will be the presidential flag bearer in 2027.
Huu ni wakati wa watu kuuza sera zao kwa wananchi. Tuko na karibu miaka 2 kabla ya kura mpigwe. Kwa hivyo haraka ya kuchagua mmoja inatoka wapi?
Elsewhere, Saboti Member of Parliament Caleb Amisi now claims the National Youth Opportunity Towards Advancement Nyota is a political tool by the government to hoodwink youths. Speaking in Kitale, Amisi said the initiative was unsustainable and lacks transparency.
Kama mimi kijana mdogo, kijana amezaliwa akiwa ana baba, ana mama, anaingia kwa mfuko yake, siko kwa serikali ama an opposition leader, nachukua milioni 4 napea vijana wote. Alafu serikali mzima ambayo iko na trilioni 4 ya pesa inakuja inachukua vijana 50 peke yake, Saboti mzima ati nawapea pesa zinaitwa nyota. Vijana 50. Hapa kuna watu ni uongo sio uongo.
And a section of youth from Magarini, Kilifi County is calling on young people across the county to turn out in large numbers and support youthful candidates in the by-elections scheduled for 27th of this month.
Tunganganie hizi nafasi kwa sababu tumejua tuko peke yetu, na tusipofanya basi tujue wakati wetu unapita. Wamepambana wazee wetu lakini mafanikio hatujayapata. Na wale ambao wametuacha sasa hivi wametuachia mapambano makubwa sana. Msilale vijana, mapambano ndo bado, tupambane.
Elsewhere, civic groups in Homa Bay County have launched grassroots campaigns to defend the Kenya Constitution amid growing concerns over proposed amendments seeking to extend political term limits and tighten cybercrime laws.
And we were trying to educate our people to know that the Constitution 2010 has some gains, and there are some articles or some chapters that actually have not been implemented fully.
Meanwhile, Julius Mainanjoka has appealed to the residents of Kariobangi North to elect him as their new ward representative in this month's by-election.
Hao wengine ambao wanakuja, they know nothing about City Hall. Mimi niko na experience, nimekuwa pale. So yangu ni kuwaomba hata wapinzani wetu, naomba kura yao.
Joka, who is flying the UDA ticket, says he has what it takes to develop the ward. Yishuki Washira, Lunchtime News.
Residents of Molem Estate in Embakasi have taken to the streets to protest attempts by a private developer to evict them from land they say they have occupied for the last 25 years. The residents claim they settled on the land in the year 2000 when it was classified as government land. Tensions escalated in 2013 after two private developers laid claim to the property despite the area being 90% occupied by then. Since that period, the community says it has endured years of legal battles, intimidation, and repeated threats of eviction.
Tuliingia hapa 2000 tukapatiwa allotment letter na Minister of Lands na tukakuja tukakuwa settled on 2000. Baada ya kukaa hapa tukakaa kama kwa miaka 11 tukajenga manyumba, tulikuwa tunangojea kupatiwa title. Wakati tulienda kufuatilia tupatiwe title, tukaenda hapa HDD Dandora. HDD Dandora wakatupatia hii shamba ilikuwa ina namba, ilikuwa imeandikwa GL peke yake. Tulipoenda hapo, huyo director akatupatia namba tuweke kwa gazeti, akatuambia tuweke kwa gazeti.
Within Molem Ward kuna areas already tumeanza regularization. Kuna upande hapa pande ya Maisa tumeanza regularization, so areas ambao watu walisettle tunakaa chini na residents hapo, tunaletewa surveyor from the county, kuna zile fees za survey fees na nini, na already imeanza hiyo area. Tunataka iendelee pande nyingine ya Umoja 3.
Sunny Sugar Company has absorbed 1,239 employees from the previous management, ending months of uncertainty that had triggered protests and disrupted milling operations. Managing Director Jane Pamela Odhiambo says the workers have been given revised salaries. She added that the move has been well received. The company will also shut down for 1 month for maintenance.
I am happy to report that as a South Nyanza Sugar Company 2025, we have done that. The previous company had 1,534 staff. Out of that, we had worked out a number of about 1,239 staff. This had been presented to our directors as numbers that the company could look at, and our directors had approved, and so that is exactly what we have done. We have already absorbed 1,239, and we have given them offer letters.
And to matters nutrition, when the nutrition experts in Kenya are calling upon the government to incorporate nutrition and dietetics among health packages accessible in the Social Health Insurance Fund. Speaking during the closure of the 5th International Nutrition and Dietetics held in Mlolongo, Machakos County, Kenya Institute of Nutritionists and Dietitians Institute, KNDI CEO Dr. David Okeyo, said this will make the fund all-inclusive in addressing ailments affecting Kenyans. Okeyo also said inclusion of nutrition in the implementation of the universal health coverage would address malnutrition among children and avert financial losses in managing its effects.
During the closure of the 5th International Nutrition and Dietetics Conference, Kenya Institute of Nutritionists and Dietitians Institute CEO Dr. David Okeyo asked the national and county governments to prioritize promotive, preventive and rehabilitative health interventions as defined by the World Health Organization Charter.
So if we are losing 373.9 billion, then it means this is where our money goes. For this one to be tackled, we need nutrition professionals in the country. And we're not going to negotiate this less.
Dr. Martha Nyagaya, Country Director of Nutrition International, regretted that the nutrition function is spread across various ministries and departments, inhibiting a coordinated approach to fight malnutrition in the country.
Malnutrition costs Kenya about 6% of the GDP annually. It's about 375 million Kenya shillings a year. And it costs Kenya that money not because we have too many malnourished people, but because our approach to addressing malnutrition in this country is curative and rehabilitative. We wait until people are very hungry, then we start looking for food to feed them.
KNDI incoming council chairman Professor Gordon Guka, who read the conference resolutions, challenged counties to operationalize nutrition and dietetic services at all health facilities.
Include nutrition services and products into social health authority insurance. The social health insurance has reimbursable items. As that we talk, we don't have that, so which means we must review that document by SHA to incorporate that. Establish and operationalize Directorate of Nutrition and Dietetic Services for effective and efficient leadership and governance.
The 5-day Nutrition and Dietitians Conference was attended by more than 2,000 local and international participants.
Very well, Kasichana Masha reporting there. We want to take you to Mombasa, where the ODM party is holding its 20th anniversary since it was formed. It's the 20th anniversary celebrations, holding a public rally at Mamangina Waterfront in Mombasa, where Oburu Odinga is expected to be unveiled officially as the ODM party leader. This is after the passing away of ODM leader Raila Odinga. Now, this top officials yesterday also appeared to differ over the issue of the broad-based government. Those are live pictures coming to you from Mombasa. County ODM is on the second day of the 20th anniversary celebrations, holding public rally there at the Mamangina Waterfront in Mombasa, where the ODM leader now, that is Oburu Odinga, is expected to be unveiled as the party leader, taking the helms after the passing away of his brother and former Prime Minister and the leader of ODM party, that is Raila Odinga. Officials also gave their sentiments yesterday, where they differed over the issue of backing the broad-based government. Of course, my colleague Giverson Maina is in Mombasa. He'll be bringing us up to speed later on in our subsequent bulletins, just giving us snippets and briefs of what took place in as far as those celebrations are concerned. Those are live pictures coming to you from Mombasa County. ODM party celebrating 20th anniversary since its formation.
Including our current party leader, who were shown the door and they were thrown out of the cabinet.
It was at this juncture that the idea of metamorphosizing the Orange into a political movement was floated.
We now look at sports, where Harambee Stars now shift their attention to their second friendly match against Senegal after suffering a 1-0 defeat against Equatorial Guinea yesterday at the Emir Complex Stadium in Turkey. The Kenyan team began the match against Equatorial Guinea on a high, with Jonah Ayunga and Boniface Mosheri coming close to finding the back of the net in the first half before Equatorial Guinea's Josette Miranda scored from the penalty spot. However, Stars aimed to rectify their misfiring attacks line as they prepare for their next match set to be played on Tuesday next week at the Sports Complex. Meanwhile, Senegal continues with their preparations ahead of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations and will face Brazil in their friendly encounter this evening at the Emirates Stadium. The Sports Journalists Association of Kenya has admitted 22 new fully paid members, signaling steady growth despite mounting pressure in the media industry. Now, speaking during the 2025 annual general meeting in Nairobi, SJAC President James Waindi said they have registered close to 250 members, a sign of resilience amid widespread layoffs, pay cuts and salary delays. Waindi outlined new initiatives introduced over the past year, including the association's first medical wellness camp, skills development workshops in golf, athletics and chess, and strengthened partnerships. He added that SJAC's Nyayo Stadium office has been upgraded with plans to turn it into a digital hub to help journalists adapt to a changing media landscape. And we continue with sports, where Kenya's medal journey at the Tokyo 2025 Deaflympics will start tomorrow morning, with the women's basketball team opening their Group A fixtures against Australia at the Ota City General Gymnasium in Japan. The men's handball team will also begin their competition tomorrow in Group A against Serbia at the Komazoa Olympic Park. The two disciplines are among the 5 in which Kenya will be competing in at the 25th edition of the Deaflympics, which will end on the 26th of November. Other disciplines are athletics, swimming and golf. Giants Lithuania and Italy are the other teams that Kenya will face off in the women's basketball in Group A.
Tomorrow we're having a match where we're getting to meet Australia. This is the first time we are getting to meet them. We have not yet seen the field, but we are confident about the match. We're having our first match tomorrow, where we are going to compete against Serbia. And the match is going to be happening at 4 in the evening. And I'm sure Team Kenya are ready. We are so confident, we are very happy, and we're ready to meet Team Serbia. This is because we have really done enough preparation. We have done training. We have been studying their match, and we have done enough preparation for us to meet them tomorrow.
And that's why we put a cap on the lunchtime news this afternoon. My name is Mariambo. Helping me in the sign language was Byron Abuli. Of course, you have more updates later on at 9 p.m. Stay tuned.
tatizo ni la pesa tu.
Nakuuliza ikiwa ni pesa, ikiwa ni nini?
Basi hizo pesa kama unazo nyingi, kinipa pia sitopata. Basi yenyewe si yangu. Utumie ukimaliza tu niregeshe.
Ijarudishwa basi ninaiazima.
Kwanza ungetengeneza changu. Halafu sasa mtu akija kiazima ukamwazima.
Mimi mnamwazima mke wako pasi, amekuja kwangu akaja kuazima pasi. Kisha akaichukua akaenda akaipeleka kwa jirani. Huko kwa jirani nenda fanyaje?
Lete pasi ya watu mimi nipeleke mwenyewe.
Nilipomaliza kupiga pasi Amina nikaiwekelea juu ya meza. Kuwekelea juu ya meza mtoto naye akaja akaiangusha ikavunjika.
Lipia wewe mahari kashimo na pesa za kununua pasi. Alafu hiyo pasi kwa kwenda omba ipotee.
Kaya musha. It is always a good time on Bridge over Congo.
Catch us every Saturday from 10 p.m. till midnight.
Join me, the Rumba Supreme Leader, the Grand Ayatollah Simeon Mfumo Kimbango, and
Winnie Marie Jose. Bridge